Good evening, 4-H members. I call this meeting to order at 7:05 p.m. Moving on to roll call. For roll call this meeting, please respond to Marika by email and see the bottom of this agenda for instructions. Moving on to March minutes. The meeting was called to order at 7 p.m. Sergeant at Arms led the flag salute and 4-H pledge. January minutes were read. Macy Raby moved to approve the minutes as read, and Maya will second them. Treasurer's report. Beginning balance was $13,068.34. The income was $4,802.95. We had expenses of $658.84, and the ending balance was $17,211.45. Moving on to old business, the total profit for the pancake breakfast was $7,319.47. New business, primary camp counselor applications are due March 19th. Primary camper applications are due April 30th. The chairman for the Camp Lanyards Committee is Daisy Hooks Miller. Project leader budget proposals are due March 20th. Committee reports. The bake sale made a total of $580 and was a success. We will not be doing the ballpark cleanup this year because it has already been done. Event reports. Those who attended the leaders' dinner shared with us how it was and their overall experience. Colby Mello talked to us about the High 4-H meeting. Announcements and project reports were read. Meeting was adjourned at 7:45 p.m. And we are going to need 2 motions for the March minutes, so please respond in the email, your motions. Moving on to the treasurer's report. We had an opening balance of $17,138.01. We had a total income of $207. Our expenses for this month was $3,181.19. And our closing balance is $14,163.82. The treasurer's report will now be filed for audit. Moving on to old business. Fair exhibit entries deadline is May 13th. 4-H camp applications. They are still accepting any applications for camp. Please contact Yolanda via email at the 4-H office. We currently have 16 members going to camp, and we are in need of 2 male project leaders to step up and be a chaperone for camp. If project leaders can't do it, we will ask 2 male parents to volunteer. So please email Yolanda at the 4-H office if you can do that. Moving on to club shirts. Our club will order 1 shirt per member. Attached in the email is the design of the shirt. Please email name and size to Marika by Friday. Moving on to new business. Farmyard Experience work detail sign up is we have 2 dates, July 13th and July 15th. Both shifts are from 8 to 10 p.m. And if you need a fair pass, also email Marika for that and what day you want to volunteer. Officer nominations need to be emailed to Marika by this Friday, the 17th, and I'm going to read the descriptions of each position up for election. The only position that's not up for election this year is the treasurer, and that is Gabby Furtado. So the president must have already held an office, and it has to be a senior member. The president shall preside at all meetings and have in mind at all times the best interests of the 4-H members. The president may call special meetings with the consent of the organization volunteers. The vice president shall perform the duties of the president in the absence of the president. The vice president shall serve as the chairperson of the yearly program committee and the membership committee. The vice president shall preside as acting president for at least 1 meeting. The secretary shall keep the minutes of all 4-H meetings, act as the group's correspondent, and keep a correct roll of 4-H members. At the end of the 4-H year, the secretary and organization volunteers will submit a final report to the county 4-H office. And the club reporter writes a news story of each meeting, event, and activity. The club historian shall keep a complete history of all club activities. The activity director plans a recreation program to fit all members of the club. The sergeant of arms keeps order at all times, sets up and cleans up for Shiloh Community Club meetings, and leads the flag salute. The healthy living officer shall keep the health H front and center at club meetings and activities. So those were all the descriptions of all the officer positions up for election. Okay, moving on to the bylaw review. The bylaw committee met with the advisement of Haley from the 4-H office. So in this email, there's attachment of the bylaws. Please reference all highlighted items on the bylaws. They were modified or changed. Please email any revisions to Marika, and we will vote on these bylaws in the May meeting. Moving on to farmyard experience job opportunities. Also attached in the email is this paper. So the 4-H farmyard is asking for barn cleaners, animal feeders, and animal walkers. So you have to complete this application. You have to be at least 13 years or older, and it is a paid job. And they are due no later than April 23rd. And interviews will be on May 4th on some type of Zoom or conference call. Moving on to the budget 2021 for review. Please review the budget as attached in this email, and we are going to vote at the next meeting. Moving on to committee reports. Camp lanyards. Campers will be notified before camp to make a lanyard, and that committee is Daisy. Event reports. We have Charles that will tell us about High 4-H meeting.
So at the most recent High 4-H meeting, we discussed the milk bar and how the different people in the club will be either the day chairs or just fellow workers. So we were planning dates and organizing the calls necessary to set that up. And then we also were just there on the conference call last Monday to check in and make sure everyone was doing well. So yeah.
Thank you, Charles. Moving on to project and leader reports. There are none. Moving on to announcements. Farmyard project boards are due at the end of April. Farmyard feeders and cleaners applications are due April 23rd. And remember, it is a paid position. So see the attached form. 4-H camp is June 13th through the 18th, and senior camp is 18th through the 21st. The next meeting will be held May 11th or around there. We will notify you if anything changes. Happy birthday to Aspen Silva and Colby Mello. And I adjourn this meeting at 7:13 p.m. Members, so please remember to respond to each of the following in an email to Marika by Friday, the 17th. And I hope you are all staying safe, washing your hands, and practicing social distancing during this time. I know it's uncertain about fair right now, and all of you guys who are that are showing animals, but stay positive and we will get through this.